Mavis and Thumper are core engines. We all know this. And if you click on this video, you'll know that I've made models of them. These two are characters I've been itching to make for a long time now. And at last, a few months back, I was able to finish them up both for my collection. As you can see, they have rather unique takes on their designs. And there are canon reasons, which will be touched upon briefly. We will start this video with Mavis. Mavis's backstory in my AU is basically the same as the Railway series. The only major difference really is her livery. Instead of being an all-black livery, she was given the Farquhar Quarry Company's reddish orange on her side plates and lining. Where I got this from reality is her take-along prototype. You would think this would be an easy model to make given that the 04s already have a ready-to-run model on the market and just adding side plates and everything, right? Wrong! Mavis as a model was quite the bitch. I made her using the old Bachmann tooling got from Real Sheffield. It originally came in a green, so I painted the body black. And then some other details like the yellow front, cab lining, and even cab interior. The important parts were the real pain in the ass on this model, and that were the side plates and cow catchers. I eventually landed on using Jamos Trainos 3D print files on Thingiverse. She made a full body shell for a Railway Series Mavis in 00 gauge. I printed the body shell to see if I can just pivot using the whole thing instead, as the side plates and cow catchers are already built in. But nope. The main body and the shell is just a smidge too skinny to fit over the motor. I was bummed, as you can imagine, but I did notice a lot of things. The way that a lot of other proportions were really close, and the side plates lined up perfectly. I decided to take a gamble here. I made a private design in Tinkercad and just printed out only the side plates and tram skirts for this. This is a private thing. If you do something like this, do not put it on the market or sell it as you're just stealing someone else's design. But yeah. And sure enough, the single parts worked. These parts were super thin and were printed in resin. So removing the parts was extremely tedious work. Any move too sudden or strong would just destroy the piece. Thankfully, I got enough pieces to use. I then super glued the calculators into place, making sure they were centered and held them firm until the super glue dried. This also occurred with the side plates, which were sanded down a little bit to fit better. And as for the buffers themselves, I just drilled out very small holes with a drill and just glued the original buffers back in. The next major thing I did was the fun part, weathering. Mavis is a quarry diesel, so naturally she'll get coated in dust and grime over time. So I dry brushed a beige acrylic all over the model to give off this like dust streak effect, and also just general wear. And dry brushing is honestly really fun, even with any random color. And it works out really well if you're able to do it just right, you know? You use very little paint. After that, I spray painted the body in a clear coat, and Mavis was done. Now on to Thumper. Thumper I've already touched upon his backstory in an AU lore rimming video from a few months ago. I was mostly focused on his model. He was actually fairly easy to make. He was largely inspired by the Sludge Tenders model, which is absolutely stunning. I love it. He used a tank for his base model and added some other bits. So I figured I can use the same method. Instead, I used a British World War II tank model instead of a Russian one like he did. Although I did use the same tractor top kit though. I then used random bits and bobs I had lying around from all projects, and then formed the key components. The drills were designed by myself in Tinkercad with some preset shapes, and I 3D printed them in resin. It was a bit of trial and error, but I'm pretty happy with the outcome. At one point, I almost made him a single drill, but I figured that would be the whole purpose of like this model being Thumper, so I made sure to add 2 of them. They're technically not pistons like in the actual TV series episode, but it looks good enough, so. You notice that some of my main livery like liberties are the yellow front and the black cab. These are intentional, but mostly they add some color distinction and variation. I then dry brushed the hell out of Thumper in beige like with Mavis, and then clear coated him. After that, Thumper was done. I am really happy with these models, especially Thumper. My childhood oak Glubshido is now in my model collection. This is just so cool, you know? Thumper's like the Glubshido ever. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all same time next week.